Mandarin used to be one of the most desirable areas in all of Jacksonville, especially for buyers looking for luxury, riverfront, and old Florida charm. But Jacksonville's growing fast, new suburbs are popping up everywhere, and people are wondering, has Mandarin been left behind? Well, the truth is, Mandarin is not the shiny new toy anymore, but it's still checking boxes for the right kind of buyer. Today, we're digging into the 7 most important things you need to know if you're considering Mandarin, especially if you're looking for luxury homes or a higher-end lifestyle. I'm going to walk you through the pros, the challenges, the lifestyle, and what your money actually gets you over here. Now, if we haven't met before, I'm Josh Rogers. I help people buy, sell, and relocate to Jacksonville. And if you're thinking Mandarin might be on your list, just shoot me a quick text. You'll get me directly, no spam, no pressure, and I'll help you think through the right neighborhoods and options for your lifestyle. Now let's jump in. Mandarin has this natural settled charm that you don't find in newer master planned communities. And for luxury buyers who are tired of sterile copy and paste neighborhoods, that mature tree canopy and old Florida vibe is actually a major draw. You've got sprawling oak trees draped in Spanish moss, custom homes on large lots, and streets that feel more organic than over-designed. There's a real sense of character in Mandarin. You'll find a mix of homes built from the 70s through today, many with brick exteriors, side entry garages, and unique floor plans that just don't exist in newer builds. And so if you're someone who values a sense of history, space between neighbors, and a home that doesn't feel like it came out of a catalog, Mandarin offers that in spades. Now, the trade-off here is that with charm comes age. Many of these homes need updates, roofs, kitchens, flooring, and you may have to factor in renovation costs if turnkey is a priority. But for the buyer who's more concerned about location and legacy than quartz countertops on day one, this can still be the right fit. And speaking of location, let's talk about convenience, because this is one area where Mandarin really holds its own. One thing luxury buyers consistently tell me is they want to feel connected but not crowded. And Mandarin really hits that sweet spot. You've got big-name grocery stores like Publix and Whole Foods, boutique shops, restaurants, gyms, medical offices, and even access to the river, all tucked into a corridor that feels suburban but not overbuilt. It's one of the few areas where you can live on an acre lot but still be 5 minutes from Starbucks and the dry cleaner. And for parents, that means you're not spending half your life in the car getting kids to school, sports, or dance. The neighborhood layout isn't overly master planned, but that's actually a positive for many buyers who want something more natural and less manicured. Another underrated benefit is access to major roads. State Road 13 runs right through Mandarin, making it easy to head north towards San Marco and downtown, or south toward Julington Creek and St. Johns County. And I-295 loops around the top, so you're not boxed in like you are with some communities. Now, if you're looking for gated neighborhoods with guard houses and golf carts, Mandarin won't offer much of that. But if your definition of luxury is peace, privacy, and proximity to everything, this area is still one of the strongest options around. And that brings us to something luxury buyers need to look at with clear eyes: schools. So here's the deal. Mandarin is in Duval County, and the public schools here are decent, but they aren't typically what draw luxury buyers. That doesn't mean they're bad, but they can't compete with what you'll find in nearby St. Johns County or the private school scene closer to San Jose. For families who are prioritizing public education, especially those moving from out of state, this can be a deal breaker. Mandarin High School, for example, is fine for some, but others may find it lacking compared to options like Bartram Trail or Nice further south. However, many families who live in Mandarin and are buying at the $700,000 to $1 million plus price point are already planning on private education. Episcopal, Bowles, and Bishop Kenny are all within a reasonable commute, and that flexibility gives Mandarin more appeal if you're focused on the lifestyle more than school zoning. And if you're empty nesters or retirees, this is actually a non-issue, which is why Mandarin remains a strong contender for that demographic. Now, while we're on the topic of making trade-offs, let's talk inventory, because the way Mandarin is built affects what's actually available. And by the way, if you're finding this helpful and you want someone to walk you through neighborhoods that match your lifestyle, your family, and your future goals, just text me. It's no pressure, but it'll save you hours of research. Now, what sets Mandarin apart from other luxury areas is that the homes aren't cookie cutter. There's a lot of variety in design, layout, and land. You'll find ranch-style homes with circular driveways, two-story brick homes with wraparound porches, and even some hidden gems tucked away on the river with private docks and views that honestly rival Ponte Vedra. But one thing you need to know is this: new construction is rare. Mandarin is mostly built out, and what you're seeing pop up are infill builds or small clusters of custom homes. So if you're someone who wants a brand new home with every bell and whistle, you may want to explore places like E-Town, Nocatee, or even Silverleaf. However, if you've got a renovation budget and a vision, Mandarin gives you the canvas to build something with character that holds long-term value. And because the lots are often larger than you'll find in new communities, you have space for a pool, detached garage, or even a guest house in some cases. The inventory can be competitive and a little unpredictable, but for the right buyer, that's part of the appeal, finding something unique that actually feels like home. And finally, let's talk about long-term potential and how Mandarin fits into the broader Jacksonville picture in 2025. Here's what's interesting. While other areas are growing fast with tons of new construction and infrastructure projects, Mandarin has stayed relatively steady. That might seem like a downside at first, but for luxury buyers, it can actually mean less risk. You're not betting on the promise of future development, you're buying into an established neighborhood that's already proven its staying power. The market in Mandarin doesn't spike and crash like emerging areas sometimes do. It moves at a slower pace, but with less volatility, and for long-term homeowners, that brings peace of mind. There's also a strong identity here. Mandarin isn't trying to be trendy or up and coming. It's a legacy neighborhood, and that gives it a rootedness that appeals to buyers looking to put down long-term roots, not just flip or hopscotch around. Home prices are holding steady, and while appreciation might not be as dramatic as newer master-planned areas, the resale value is supported by the area's reputation, location, and established demand. So if you're seriously considering a move and you want to explore whether Mandarin is still the right call, just shoot me a text. I'd love to learn about what you're looking for and help you map out the best neighborhoods for your lifestyle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.